Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. Happy Friday. So yeah, what are we doing today? I have some visual effects stuff that I need to finish up. I was actually working on this a little bit last night. Just trying to get the visual effects looking good. Again, I'm trying to get the game into a really good state by the end of today. And so I only have a couple of things remaining here. I think the VFX are the most important things to handle here. And so we're going to try that. We're going to try doing some effects for Holy and Paralysis and all that stuff. We'll try it. Sorry, the cat's being distracting. We'll try it, but anyway, we don't have to get into all that just yet. Okay. So, but yeah, before I get into it, I want to remind everyone that Alchemortis is available for wishlisting. It is a dark fantasy roguelite auto-battler where you could create your own synergies with the alchemy system. So if that sounds interesting to you, then definitely check out the Steam page, give it a wish list. You could also support the game on Patreon. If you subscribe at the top tier for at least 1 month, I will send you an Alchemortis Steam key when the game launches, and your name will be listed in the in-game Alchemortis credits. So again, if that sounds interesting, you can check it out. Also, I've got Udemy courses available for sale. These are courses where you'll learn how to build Godot games from me, from yours truly. So if you've been wanting to learn how to build complete games in Godot, these are great options to do so and also to support me. So yeah, everything's linked below. You can also join the Discord, that's below. You could join my email list at firebelly.com. I'll probably be sending out some more emails here shortly, so yeah, those are all the ways that you could support me. And without further delay, let's get right into it. Hello, Kelso. Welcome back. Hello, ItJoy. Good to see you. Hi, Clickertail. Woo, yes, welcome back. Good to see you, everybody. So let me show you. I redid the targeted effect. So I have a visual effect for when a card has an ability that targets other cards specifically. So for example, we've got the bell, which will reset the cooldown of one random enemy item. And then we've got the incense, which reduces the remaining turned cooldowns of adjacent minions. So if I play this, we'll be able to see this visual effect. So I don't know, maybe it's a little bit too fast, but you can kind of see it there. There's like a magic explosion, and then there is a little beam that goes to the thing that it's affecting. I may play with the timings there a little bit. But yeah, that's kind of what we got going on. So I think it's looking all right. I definitely like that little magic burst a little bit more. But I am going to play with the timing a little bit. So we've got this trail component. Actually, not the trail component, the target effect here. Let's do 0.25 instead of 0.2 for the duration. Let's see if that makes a meaningful difference. Hello, the Malicious Rabbit. Welcome back. So I am going to need ideas for Holy and Paralysis effects. We'll figure that out later, I suppose, but let's take a look at the bell now. Let's see if this looks a little bit nicer. I think that looks pretty good. So the unfortunate reality of the visual effects is that they are a little bit delayed compared to when they actually take effect. So that turn cooldown is being reset before that visual gets to the card, but there's not really a way to fix that. So the visual indicators are just extra. I mean, they don't have any gameplay purpose. They're just extra little entertainment to look at. A little bit of extra information as well to know generally what cards are doing. So yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I might change, let's see, target effect. I might change the segment lifetime here. Just a little bit. Max segment distance, let's turn that down to 3. Let's see what this does. So I have to use a line 2D for that trail because it moves so quickly, but I think it looks pretty good. The other thing I could play around with is, let's turn this back up. I could play around with the tween curves here. So I could do in, out, maybe. That might look a little bit better. Hello, RN Genesis, welcome back. Good to see you. Any good resources or videos used to start learning art design? More like the composition approach, I guess. Bought a nice asset bundle for my game, but I'm struggling to build my scenes in a way that looks good at least. Yeah, I mean, that's something that I struggle with too. I mean, like if I were to set out to build like a 2D, I don't know, like a 2D platformer or a 2D top-down like exploration game, I would struggle a lot with like filling out the world with details and making the layouts sensible and stuff. That is definitely a whole skill set. Unfortunately, I don't have any good resources for that. Like the game that I'm building here, like, so Gunforge was relatively simple because it was just like a single arena, and I wouldn't even say that those were super visually interesting, but it was just like a single arena, so there wasn't that much to worry about. And then in this game, it's largely just UI work, and for the UI, you know, sometimes I'll know what to build. Like the combat widget, I knew I wanted it to be like an astronomical kind of themed thing. But other times, you know, I have to kind of like just look up references. Or I have done a couple of times use like generative AI to generate concept art that is more like, I could tell, like I can generate concept art. I could say, well, I need to create this UI and I'm using this color scheme and it needs to be pixel art. And so the concept art is usually pretty garbage. Like it tries to generate in pixel art, but all the pixels are terrible and it doesn't stick to the color palette and everything. But it brings in like themes and motifs that I can look at and go, oh yeah, I can use that in my art. You know what I mean? So that's one use I've found for it. That's pretty good. If I can't find like a reference online of like what I'm looking for. So I don't know if that's helpful, but yeah, I don't know. Like designing larger scenes to be full of detail and everything is like, yeah, it's not, that's a pretty hard thing to do. That I've never really given much effort, so I don't have any resources off the top of my head, unfortunately. Hello, Ariane, welcome back. Hello, Victor, welcome to the stream. Have you used Rect2i for intersects in your card's inventory? Yes, I think so. Either Rect2 or Rect2i. So this class is responsible for handling the mouse events. It extends control. It's not just responsible for handling the mouse events. It's also responsible for rendering the card, but I have this list of, where is that? Mouse area rects. So it's just a rect2, but each rect2 is equal to one cell that the card occupies. And then I override the hasPoint method since this is a control node, and I just iterate over all the rects and find the first one that has the mouse point. And so that's how I get irregular shaped cards with the mouse detecting the events properly. Hello, Ninja Link. Welcome back. Good to see you. I think that looks pretty good. Can't really complain about that, I don't think. I almost wonder if I should change the burst. I mean, it's so quick, but... I think it's probably fine. Let's just put some more on the board and see. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Okay. So now the challenge is we need to figure out, let's see, tweak targeted effect. We need to figure out a visual effect that we can use for paralysis and holy. I almost wonder if I should use... Should I do a variation of this one? I might cheat a little bit here. I might cheat a little bit here. Make unique recursive. Okay, copy, paste as unique. Okay. We may cheat a little bit here. Go away, cat. Go away, cat. Display. Color ramp. Let's change this color. Let's see. I'm thinking about, I mean, I'll probably modify this some more, but if I take that and also this one. Okay, process material, copy, paste as unique. Display, color curves, color ramp. Maybe something like that, or maybe I just get rid of the red. Okay. Default animation. And we set this to emitting on. We set this one to emitting on. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. Q or call method track here. Q free. Let's change this. We'll put this back down. This trail we will modify. Spawn, position, emission shape, point. spread. Oh my. That looks quite weird. We can maybe make these a little bit more violent as well. Turn the lifetime down a little bit. I wonder why those are so thick. That wasn't it. Radial orbit velocity. Well, I'll have to figure this out. Hello, tomatoes cannot be trusted. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Maybe a halo circle thing above angels' heads that starts as a point and becomes a circle during its animation. Let me think about that. I mean, we could. I think there's an opportunity to do that. With what I've got here, so we could definitely try that. I don't know why that's so thick. Is this being scaled in some way? Nope. I don't know why that's so weird looking. Interesting. Still don't know what that flatness does. I do not know. Why is that looking so thick? Oops, I just freaking refreshed my chat. Oh well, I was caught up anyway. Why are visual effects so hard? Holy and paralysis. Trying to think, can I do a halo? Can I do a halo? Maybe. Let's see. Let's just open it up in Sprite here, and we'll see what's happening. Open file. No, new file. 18 by 18. Let's try a halo here. So something like this, maybe. I think I will just have to animate this with... I'll just have to animate this with, what you call it, the animation player. I mean, that might be okay. I think I'll combine this with... Sorry, my cats are being very distracting right now. It's hard to keep a train of thought going. I think I'm going to combine this with some kind of particle effect and have this grow out, maybe. So we could definitely try that. So let's just see if that works. Assets effect combat holy.png. So we've got that going. So with the holy, let's go ahead and add a sprite 2D here. We've got holy here. Okay, let's do animation player transform scale. This is going to start at 0. Start at 0. Okay, and then the position, we will keyframe that. We'll do this. Let's do -9. Maybe -18. 12. Okay, and then let's do this. Fade out material on here. We have an instance shader parameters. Let's create that. Insert key to 1. I don't want to make this too long, but maybe something like that. This cue free needs to happen here. So then this trail here, I may have made a mistake. I think what I want, so this probably needs to be centered on the card. I guess that's probably fine. This trail though, let's change this spread to 0 and the direction to -1. Oh, and then we need to change this to a box. So I'll probably center this on the card, so I'll actually move this down a little bit. Maybe we can see how that looks. I'm not entirely sure that this is going to work well, but We'll figure it out. Maybe little yellow crosses. Halo could go above the card that casts it. Yeah, I mean, I think so. Obviously, I'm borrowing from religious themes for a lot of the enemy faction, but I don't know if I necessarily want to go as far as using like actual religious symbolism, you know what I mean? So I've been kind of reluctant to like actually use crosses for that reason. Good morning, Nathan. Sonic? Oh, it's a holy halo, yeah. Yes, it is. Hey, guess who had to go to the emergency vet yesterday? This one. Because he ate something he shouldn't have. Is that right? Is that right? Nuisance of a cat. What a nuisance of a cat. Yeah, I'm talking about you. All right, so let's see if I can get this working. Did he finally eat the router? No, he did not. Aren't the tombstones crosses? They are, yes. I should probably redo those. I think I'm gonna redo the tombstone art anyway, or the what's it called? The what you call it? Headstone. The booster pack. There we go. The booster pack art. Hope he's all good. Yeah, I mean he ingested something that could potentially cause a blockage, but I think he got it all up. So we will see. It's been 24 hours and he's still fine, so that's good. Right, buddy? Here he comes. Here he comes. Mm-hmm. It's really hard to work with you doing this, bud. $4.99 booster packs, yeah. What was it? He ate a loofah of all things. You know, like a shower loofah. He ate a couple of chunks of that and just like, I don't know, man. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Yeah, he is cute. He's lucky he's cute. He's lucky he's cute. Goodness gracious. This cat has been just a nightmare in some situations. But it's okay. I still love you, buddy. It's okay. It's okay. I still love you. Clean insides, yeah. Play effect for source ability. Effect type enum. We do have holy here. Holy effect is equal to effect origin. Actually, what am I doing for the shield? Is effect origin the center position? Oh, get center of mass. Okay, we could probably just use that effect origin. Okay, so let's see. I forgot. I called it. There's one 1x1 card, which is like finger bone of something. List items. What do I call it? Saint bones? Oh yeah, that's it. So we'll just see if this is going to apply its effect. Uh-oh, did we lose connection? Did we lose connection? I think we lost connection. Why does that happen sometimes? Sometimes OBS gives me this notification that we lost connection. Am I still streaming on Twitch too? Man, that sucks. Hello, Emerson. Welcome back. Good to see you. I guess we're back. Why does that happen? I don't get that. I don't get that. It happens once in a blue moon, and then it's like, I don't know if that was like an internet hiccup or what. Or if it was an OBS glitch. So we'll do randomize effect origin, but then we'll make this the center of mass origin. I think that's going to look better. Just on YouTube? You're back on YouTube? Okay. On here too? Thought it was me. Yeah, sorry about that, everybody. I don't know. I tend not to think it's my internet, because my internet is like the most reliable internet I've ever had for some reason. It very, 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 very rarely goes out, and when it does go out, it goes out for like a minute. Okay, you know what? I think that's fine. I mean, I think that looks good as a holy effect. I can't really complain about that. I'm not like a professional VFX designer, but I think the halo was a good idea, so thank you, Wooius, for that. Who are you with? I have AT&T. I have AT&T gigabit internet fiber, which is, you know, to be honest, it's a little bit pricey compared to the other options that I have for gigabit internet, but I've tried all of the other providers, and for some reason AT&T is the most reliable one, so I don't know. I guess you get what you pay for. Like, I could go with a different provider that's like half of what it currently costs me, but I've been with that provider before, and like, they're slow to respond to service requests. Their connection is flaky all the time, and it's like, okay. Saving money is not worth the headache of like having to deal with all that stuff. I'm a very prolific ISP switcher. I've probably tried like 5 different ISPs. Makes a line on the wall. Another idea that made it into the game. There you go. Yeah. I mean, honestly, like as we get to the point now where the game just needs to be stuffed with content and everything, just throw your suggestions into the chat like you have been doing, or into the Alchemortis suggestions channel. It's like those ideas are going to be very helpful, because I'm just going to need to be a content factory coming up here soon. So the more ideas, the merrier. And there's a very good chance that your idea will end up in the game. Okay. So let's do the paralysis VFX. I'm a prolific stop raising my internet bill every month like I won't notice ISP user. Yeah. I mean, it does work sometimes, you know. I like for AT&T, for example, one of the other ISPs came to my door and was like, hey, we can give you the same internet you have for half the cost. And so I just called up AT&T. I was like, yo, these people are offering me the same service for half the cost. They're like, okay, here's a discount for your account. I was like, okay. So you can haggle with the ISPs to a certain extent, which is nice. Aid a Z-shaped card like in Tetris, a cannon with wheels for the enemy's faction. Still thinking about a Z-shaped card for the player. Yeah, cannon. I don't know about like gunpowder style weapons. I thought about that. Like, should I include like flintlocks and stuff? But I think that's not quite going to fit into like the theme that I'm cultivating here. But maybe we could do like a spin on it, right? Maybe it could just be like some kind of magic thing, you know? Artifact idea, slot machine. When using this artifact, DLSS5 is on automatically by default. Yeah, there you go. Are you doing a demo for the game before the release and for Next Fest? The plan is to participate in a Next Fest, yes. Whether that happens in June or a later one in the year is, up in the air. And yes, there will be a demo available on the Steam page for anyone to try whenever. And probably the demo will be available before the game is in full release. So there you go. Alrighty, so we need to do an effect for paralysis. Effect for paralysis. I'm wondering if I should just use this target effect. Actually, I should probably check that. Let me see. So the paralysis is being applied, but there's no... The paralysis is being applied, but there's no indicator of what card it targeted. So I think... let's just try something, I suppose. Alright, let's see. So maybe we'll use the trail component. Let me think about this. Maybe we just duplicate the target effect. Call it paralyze. Paralyze here. We can edit these things. We need to make... Let's just do a new gradient texture 1D here. Interpolation constant. What am I doing? Something like that. Maybe we'll just borrow this. Process material. Copy, paste as unique. We'll just change the colors here. Try not to reinvent the wheel too much. Okay, and then I have the fire here. Let's do a cubic Bezier as well. Start position controls. just fix all this stuff here. Just reference the math-util RNG directly in this one. Get rid of this. I hope that works. Well, let's just see what happens. So target effect, or I need to go to my effect player component again. Paralyze, drop that in there. All right. Effect. So we copy this case, paste that here, do paralyze. Oh, effect type enum. Paralyze, so that means I need to go to my paralysis. Buff applicator. I need to be able to set the, oh shoot. Oh, okay. All right, so I'm gonna need to figure out how to actually change this. Effect type. Actually, this is going to be a little bit tricky. I mean, what I could do potentially is I could just do, man. I need to figure out a way to get paralyzed into that effect type there. Paralysis chance, okay, ability builder, there's too much stuff open. Can I just change the effect type in here? Would that work? I could just say if buff dot get type is equal to type of buff applicator paralysis debuff. This is a little bit hacky, but we could set effect type is equal to effect type enum dot paralyze. I don't know. We'll see if that works. Got the effect player component, instantiate scene or null node. We could do actually paralyze. So execution context, target info, targeted cards. So how do I do the target info? I think that's built automatically, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So hopefully that just works. I don't know, we'll see. Basilisk eye blinking, maybe a little eye dazzle shine. Yeah, we could do that. Does that mean we could also get new effects that show when a card is paralyzed and exhausted? It'd be nice to visually see the difference. Yeah, I could do a different effect for that, for sure. That is not working at all. Very cool, very cool. Let's see if it's even getting into this loop. Nope, I don't want to attach the process. Launch. Maybe an ice frost effect paralysis. Maybe using the green and blue colors that are in your palette. Well, maybe. I mean, I'm using the red color scheme for debuff effects, so I guess I could change that, though. Hello, Jackie Daytona. Welcome back. Speaking of exhausted, we will need a target effect for that, too. Right. So that's not even working. Give me 1 second here. Okay. I wonder if this is even working. I might need to come up with a different way of doing this. Really? That's not working? I don't have any errors, do I? No errors. Ability builder paralysis, buff applicator paralysis debuff. Oh wait, this buff, oh I see. Oh no, this just needs to be type of paralysis debuff here. Okay. Let's try that instead. So I can definitely iterate on these visual effects some more, but that's still not working. What in the frink? Okay, so that is working. Effect type enum. Paralyze. So is it ever getting into here then? No. I think I need to add another condition here. This is a mess, but that's okay. Paralyze. Why wouldn't that be working? Why wouldn't that be working? So I put this here. Oh, because it's executed against board would be null in that case, right? Okay. There's all kinds of data flying around that I need to account for, but we'll just get it working and then I can figure out if that needs to change later. I think that looks pretty good. I might change the colors a little bit, and also I might change the width as well. Make it a little bit thicker. Maybe if we just, oops, maybe if we darken the colors more. So we go one step darker. Like so. And then the same for these launch colors. One step darker there, one step darker there. And then also I may change, let's see, change this to 0.2, 0.3. All right, almost there. I think that looks pretty cool. What do you think? I don't think I can complain about that. Yeah, I think that looks fine. I'm going to get a lot of use out of that trail component, let me tell you what. I should probably make sure that my fire still works too, just to be extra sure. But I think paralysis is done. Those are the main effects that I wanted to add. Again, I'm not trying to finish the visual effects today. I just wanted to build them out a little bit more. Because by the end of today, I need to have a build that feels really good. That's my internal goal. Okay, that seems to still be working, so we're good here. Let me just make sure, let me just do an extra check, make sure all those effects are being cleared. Game map, no. Effects, effect player component. Awesome, okay. Cool, and I'll just check it also with this. What engine are you using? I'm using Godot. Yeah, I'm using Godot. The problem is the effect on the card is applied before the particle hits. Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's really a way to fix that because the combat just keeps going and the abilities execute immediately. So there's no way to synchronize the ability to the card effect. So I don't think there's a way to fix that. I get why it just doesn't feel right. Well, I mean, the alternative is no visual effects or just go back to the visual effects I was doing, which is just apply them to the card directly. How many years have I been using Godot? Since 2017, so... Gosh, I guess almost... Wait, is it really almost 10 years? That doesn't sound right. But yeah, I started using Godot when I was a senior in college because I remember using Godot 3.0 alpha during one of my class periods. And that was in 2017. So yeah. 9 years, almost 10 years. Azir, no, we're not doing this. Go lay down. You're a cat, you're supposed to sleep. Go. You're a cat, go sleep. Oh my gosh. Go sleep. Go sleep. Go. Go sleep. I'm trying to think if there's anything I can do to make the visual effect timing look better. I think it's really only a problem for the effects that travel, and I think it's not so much of a problem with something like the fire, because the fire doesn't proc for a couple of turns anyway, so there's like a grace period where you get the fire effect, it applies the stacks immediately, but then the actual fire damage is not happening usually until after the fireball lands. So I really think that maybe that timing issue is just a problem in the case of like those targeted abilities. But yeah, I really don't know how to resolve that. I mean, I could go back to a solution I was using before, which is just like an instantaneous line appears connecting to them. And then, I mean, I could potentially do that. So it's just an instantaneous line that connects from the source to the beginning, and then it gradually fades out. So it will have like a trail that depletes over time. I could experiment with that. So maybe that would fix the timing issue. So it just like instantly connects, and then it just like has a trail lifetime that quickly decays. So it looks like almost like a bolt instantly connecting them, and then it from the left end of the bolt, it like goes through that gradient, you know, whatever gradient trail. I think with style of the game, the visual flair just needs to look cool. It's not like this is an action game where the visuals need to sync with an effect to give the feedback to the player. Yeah, that was kind of my thought. I mean, the whole point of the visuals is, number one, make the combat look a little bit more visually interesting. But then number two, to give the player a little bit more information on like which of their cards is doing stuff to other cards, right? So instead of having to look at the combat log to see what card's applying fire, you can just look at the combat and say, oh, there's fireballs coming from this card, so that card's applying fire. And then, like when you have the imp, for example, that projects fire to adjacent cards, you'll be able to see all of those fireballs go at once, right? And so you get like this visual feedback that your synergies are working, but they don't necessarily need to be synchronized with like what's actually happening in the game state or the combat state. The old lightning style worked better because it was instant. Yeah, I mean, I didn't like the lightning though from a visual standpoint. I think it looked kind of weird. I think that this looks much better, much smoother, but maybe we could do a mixture of both where we use this line 2D style with the trail, but we just like pre-populate all the points in the line so that it's connected from start to finish, and then it just like decays over a period of time. What if paralysis is a lightning shock that flashes? Yeah, I mean, the other thing that we have to consider too is that I'm not the best visual effects designer, so I'm trying to do stuff that looks nice that is within my ability to do. I don't know how to make a lightning effect look good. I suppose that's something I could play around with, but you know, it's easy to say, oh, a lightning effect would be cool, and then you go to implement it and it's like, I don't actually know how to make that look good, especially with like the limitations I have, right? So I can't do glow, I can't do transparency, I have 8 colors to work with. So it's really hard, not saying it's impossible, but it's really hard for me to sell a lightning effect with those constraints. I'm gonna change how this buff applicator works real quick. Effect type is equal to effect type dot none. So we'll do a none check. So we'll only set this if it's not set. I think the visual from the card of the target is needed for faster speeds, like that paralysis fades too fast. You won't notice it unless you are staring at the enemy board. Glow could take out the game style. It's like the DLSS 5 stuff. So I'll experiment with that later, but I do need to move on to other things, I think. But I think it's looking better. I think it's looking better. And as I play test the game, I will adjust those effects. But Okay, so we can mark that as done. Look at that. We have one more card in the to-do, and then we have got 2 of these in progress, one of which is to make a video, which doesn't need to be done today. I do want to overhaul the map art too. I think the map art is kind of like meh, but that's okay. Change combat button to use brighter color scheme. So it looks like we're going to be getting into some art here. So yeah, give me a quick 3-minute break, and when I come back, we'll do this last to-do item here. I tried Glow in Godot 4.4. I think I remember when you toggle on the HDR thing to use it, it was messing up with the hue colors. I don't know if that was fixed. Yeah, I haven't used Glow much in Godot. I think I did use it for a couple of games, but I do think that they changed how it worked, or like they fixed a bug or something that basically changed how it worked. Something like that. I don't know. I haven't been following it that closely. Okay, I will be right back in 3 minutes and we'll continue on. Okay, I'm back. Is that any type? This application here, though, this is Obsidian. Obsidian with the Kanban plugin, if that's what you're referring to. I don't know what any type is, so maybe I answered that question wrong. All right, change combat start button to use brighter color scheme. Well, I actually don't know. Oh, combat disc and combat disc highlight. So this is the combat disc. Okay, so this is assets UI combat. Look at all these old cards. The very first art of this game. I don't know how I opened that on accident, but that's all right. UI combat. All right, let's see what I can do here. Just going to try to brighten it up, generally speaking. Maybe we'll also just do some work to clean it up a little bit. Try to anyway. I don't think it needs to be perfect, but it is going to be a little bit tricky. Okay, let's change. Let me just do something really quick here. Combat disk icon, get rid of this. Actually, you know what? Let's just remove these. Fill that in. Combat disk icon. Okay. Make it a little bit irregular, I suppose. I mean, maybe that looks better. All right, well, we don't need to go too far with this. I think maybe I should think about redoing a lot of this art anyway, but it's probably all right. So we delete this one, combat, disk, highlight. Shading. Suppose the icon should probably brighten up as well. Do I want to go that far with it? We might as well. The highlight state like this. And then the normal icon like that. Combat disk highlight. That probably looks better. Okay, all right. Let's just export all of these then. Export layers. We're gonna have to update the combat widget now with all this stuff. But we'll get it done. If it would export these files, thank you. All right, so now I'm gonna need to do this. So we've got the combat disk highlight. Combat disk icon. I guess we'll just keep that there, that's fine. Combat disk icon highlight. We can add another node 2D in here. So now I can just toggle the visibility of that whole thing. That'll work, I think. So this is a node 2D now. Now, where is it actually being set to visible? That's the question. Visibility toggle targets here. I actually don't think this needs to be here if I'm not mistaken. All right, let's try it. Let's give it a shot. I think that works. Maybe we'll change the speed settings as well. But I think that's fine. I might want to add a label here as well. Label. Visibility toggle targets, we're going to assign that label as well. That does not look centered. I'm just eyeballing the centering here because that's what we do. Oh, maybe it was centered. Okay, I think that looks good now. Maybe it's the same as it was. All right. So that is done now as well. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Since I'm basically done with my to-do list here, what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to play through the game and see how it all feels together. So we're gonna turn off ignore save file. We'll turn off suppress tutorial. We'll turn off ignore unlocks. Oh, I do need to do sound effects as well. So maybe I need sound effects for combat up. Let's just do this. Inquisition strength upgrade. I'm going to need a sound effect for, let me think. Sound effect, Inquisition strength upgrade. What else? Non-combat strength upgrade. I think those are the two major ones. Does the moon art destiny need to be updated as well? Yeah, I might do that. We'll see. We'll see. I might take another pass at the combat widget, generally speaking, but... Okay, let me do this as well. I'm going to turn off the background music real quick, and then we can listen. We'll listen to the sound effects and music of the game itself. So let me do that really quick. Okay, so background music is off. Turn down the gain there. Let's turn off mute music and mute sound effects and skip menu. And then let's also, just to be extra sure, we're going to delete these files. Alrighty. I don't need this anymore. Why did the combat widget get deleted? Why did it delete my script for the combat widget? What the heck? This is why you use Git, everybody. Why did it do that? That seems like a very big bug. Just outright deleted my freaking script. Something's weird here. Hold on. I gotta restart the engine. Okay, I'll put my headphones on too so that I can actually hear the game. Okay, we're good now. We're good. All right, so let's go ahead and start the game and we'll see what's going on here. Oh, it's not coming through my speakers. Oh, wait. Oh, it is. Can you guys hear it? All right. You can't? No? It's really quiet. I mean, I could turn it up if you want me to. Turn it up a little bit. Not on headphones. I've turned it up a little bit. I just don't want to drown out my voice either. Let me know if it's too loud or still too quiet. I can change it some more. So all this stuff is looking good. This whole screen needs to be redone as well, but we'll handle that. Oh, I still have my test player cards enabled. Oops. That's not good. Shoot, I'm gonna have to redo some of that stuff. That's okay. And I still have training dummy on. Goodness gracious. Okay. So many debug settings. I should figure out if I can create like a specific debug configuration or not, but that's all right. All right, so I need to delete these now. All right, back in we go. What is going on? What is my game doing? Why is it deleting my Project Godot file? Oh gosh. What is you doing? Something is very wrong here. Do I have to undo all those debug settings again? Oh goodness. Okay. I don't know why Godot is being so buggy today. Okay. Happy to see the blue pop on the main menu has been kept in. Yeah, I think it works well, right? Okay. Let's see if I can actually have it correct this time. I don't know why it's playing that sound effect at the beginning, but anyway. Why is it playing that sound effect? Do you hear that? I should probably be keeping those. Why is it playing that fire sound? Okay, that's gonna annoy me. I need to figure that out. I don't even know what sound effect that is. Perfect. Defeat their forces to harvest blood. Oh, it's the tutorial guy, that's why. Oh, the tutorial guy is playing the sound effect. Let me fix tutorial guy playing sound effects when not visible. Pop out called even when. So that should go away as the tutorials get completed. Claim your treasure and press forward. Ooh, let's take this one. Actually, there's a good opportunity here to do this alchemization here. Heal enemy for 4. Damage increases by 1 each execution. There we go. Can grab this grow board here. Grab all those. Grab a health upgrade. So we gotta find the strongholds here. Let's do a 20 health upgrade. Ooh, there's an artifact up there. I should go for that. Cool. Increase the enemy's current status stacks by 2 for each allied alchemical item above. Turn cooldown is reduced by 3. This item is on the left edge of the board. We'll take that. Go up to the booster here. Paralysis and ritual cards. Let's take that one. Reduces the remaining turns of allied relic and ritual items to the right by 4. Paralyzed adjacent items for 4 turns and heal 5 per paralyzed item. Cells in your combat board can be unlocked via alchemy. I guess I'll just unlock a cell to appease the tutorial guy. Allied minion card turn cooldown is reduced by 1. Allied non-minion card turn cooldown is increased by 1. Let's just do minion build then. There's a shop up there, but I don't have enough blood. We gotta go find the stronghold. There's another shop. Maybe we fight these combats. Oh. Oh, I'm actually taking a lot of damage. Oh my gosh. I may have bit off more than I can chew already. Converts preserve applied to fire. Let's do that. Come on, let's get something good. Increase turn cooldown by 2. Apply 3 poison to self. 10% chance to exhaust this item. That's unfortunate. Apply 7 preserve. Damage increases. Convert preserve to fire. Apply 1 fire. This one is actually a little bit easier to work with. And then... oh, that's a ritual item. Okay, so if I put this here... that is an 18 turn cooldown. Why is that 18 turns? Anyway. Sacrifice the Death Orchid. Alright, let's see if I can pull this out. Alright, I already lost. Let's try again. I lost my own game immediately. Alright. Oh, it didn't save the tutorial states? Wait a minute, why is it not saving the tutorial state? This is why we playtest. What? It didn't save my tutorial states? Why didn't it save those? I don't have ignore save file on, do I? No. It's not saving the tutorial completed states anymore. Okay, well, we'll just log that bug. I wonder why that's happening. We'll just turn off the tutorial for now. Let's go to enchant. We'll go this way first. Swarm, deal 3 damage. Grab this girl board early, might as well. Get wrecked, potatoes. I probably shouldn't have taken that card. Sorry, 1 second. excuse me. I really want to use this, it's just too big. I think it's too hard to get board space unlocked. I need to figure that out. Well, this is what another playtest is going to be for. Try to get the game into a spot where you all can comment on it. Heal 4 per allied chemical item on the top edge of the board. 3 damage and heal for the damage dealt. You only have a single source of residue yet, right? Yeah. Ooh, 2 fire preserve damage. Okay, all right. There's an artifact there. Let's go for that. I'm just gonna write some notes down here. I don't want to keep flipping to my board. Let's see. So I need board cell unlocks. To acquire. I'm still like, I have half a mind to just set the board size. I have half a mind to remove this board unlock system entirely and just give the player an open 4x4 board to start and then grow the board when you defeat a boss. The problem with that, though, is I might have to get rid of the grow board event. But yeah, or I can increase the ways that you can get residue. Yeah, we'll have to figure it out. Apply to fire. Looks like I'm doing a fire build. Let's do this. Oh, I got an aberration. Look at that. Cute little guy. Paralyze this item for 4 turns if on the edge of the board. I don't need that. So now what I want to do is what? Alchemize those. Another aberration? Oh my gosh, it's my lucky day. Speed run, stream when, yeah. Extremely minor thought. I think choose one would be sufficient and fit with the tone of the game as its command of... Oh yeah, we could do that. Here, I'll do that right now. There you go. Thank you for the suggestion. Drop the word. It makes me think of that meme. Drop the. It's cleaner, right, from the social network. Drop only. It's cleaner. Maybe give, maybe some nodes just give you residue or a blood converter. Yeah. Or you can make it so after combat you could choose to get residue instead of taking a card. Well, I was thinking like, okay, what if some cards sold for residue instead of blood? Or what if some combat encounters awarded residue instead of blood? Like, I think adding more sources of residue would definitely, I mean, that's definitely something that I need to do for sure. I'm just not sure exactly how I want to handle that. Could drop unlock cost to 2 so that every alchemy results in 1 unlock. Yeah, I could do that. Why use many words when few words do trick? Yep. We might as well hit up the obelisk here. I'm just writing down some notes, sorry. Do I dare do this with the aberration? Let's do it. Look at all those negative abilities. 6 damage to self. Actually, this seems like it would be worth it to me. Okay, obelisk. I did have one idea, but it changes the game a lot. The cards themselves grow the board. If a skeleton has another minion to the right, extend a board to the left 2 by 2. Yeah, that is an interesting idea for sure. So it'd be like a dynamically expanding board, so as you pack the board more. I think there's more opportunity to do different types of combat encounters as well. So there can be like elite encounters, and the elite encounters can reward like a board growth or something, or an artifact, something like that. I don't know. There's a lot to think about. Let's take the shop node. Ooh, perfect. Ooh, another explosive flask. Whenever an enemy damages preserve, ritual cards drop 2 tiers higher. Why is it 2 tiers higher? Enchant, alchemical reagents. Let's do an enchant. Adds the minion tag to this card. Well, I have only minions on the board, so that's not useful. Although... I do want to try something. Does that minion tag... Oh no, that should... Yeah, never mind. Increase critical chance by 10%. You have so many levers to pull to add more sources. Elite combats, boss fights, obelisks, artifacts, events, etc. Obviously it would need limits, but would make some really fun looking boards. Yeah. Hello Pascal, welcome. Could be a level up system, but another big change. As gain XP, the board gets bigger, or the farther you get in a run. You'd have builds that are based on shape, like, oh, have you tried the bell build? Yeah. Scope creep artifact idea. Cards from the same pack have a bonus when adjacent to each other. That is an interesting one. The main problem with that idea is like, how would the player know which cards are in a pack together? I guess I could put like something in the tooltip or something. Fire. Let's go for fire. Oh, candle. Oh, here we go. Give me something good. 6 poisonous self. Critical chance reduced by 35%. That's a lot of fire, though. Oh, it's going to be on the edge of the board, though, no matter where I place it. Actually... move this guy up and put this here. I have not yet found the stronghold. Oh, immune to paralysis. Wait a minute. We just negated that negative alchemy ability. Very nice. Or a more simple idea, one of the items you can collect grows the board size. Yeah, like a reagent. I could add reagents that grant residue too. Projects to adjacent allied cards, heal 3. I have not found the stronghold yet. We're in a little bit of a pickle. Now the combats are more difficult. Where is this dang stronghold? No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. Yeah. A lot of this also depends on person playstyle. I rarely had any issue with residue in the last playtest, and it hasn't really changed since then, yeah. Hello, Snotbill. Thank you for the IDR 10,000. That's very, very much appreciated. Thank you. Three enchants on the Wyvern Hatchling. How close do you think you are to release this year? It's coming out this year for sure. I'm just a little bit nervous because there's still... Excuse me. There's still some fairly significant issues with the gameplay loop that I'm trying to nail down, but I think with just enough iteration and tweaks, I think I can get it into a good spot, but that's my main concern right now is like, I think the game is fun, but it's just like, it's like 85% of the way there. Like, I just feel like there's something that I'm missing. Like, there's a piece that I'm missing, or if I just clicked where it clicked in, that would just elevate the game to another level. And I think it just involves around tightening this gameplay loop a little bit. So that's my main concern, but definitely want to release it this year. Take the health upgrade, I guess. Okay, I have not found a stronghold in this region. So that's a problem. I'm probably going to need to show the player where the stronghold is or something. Apply 10 preserve to enemy. Let's take this one. Well, I guess I could go fight the boss there. what's happening. Sometimes you hear stories of games being fundamentally not fun until some random guy on the team comes up with a small change that flips the entire game on its head and makes it goated. Yeah. I'm kind of waiting for that moment to happen here. I mean, I think it's like... I think it's a good game, don't get me wrong, but... Can't shake the feeling that there's just something missing. Ah. Notoriety penalty increased by 3. Eyeball. The eyeball's actually really strong. Oh, of course it put an artifact right there. Eyeball with... axe. Projects to one random enemy item, echo. Critical chance increased by 60% if notoriety level is 75 or greater. That needs to be changed. Oh, I had -2 for a little bit there. That's kind of funny. Where's the stronghold? Ooh, the mimic is cool. I like the mimic. I'm literally not finding the stronghold. Okay, so we're gonna need to think about that, I guess. Oh, here's Swarm. If we put that there, that's gonna swarm with that. Okay, alright. Yeah, I still haven't found the stronghold. Might need some kind of visual or mechanical way to make finding the stronghold easier. Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, I still don't know. I don't even know if this map change was ultimately good for the game. I mean, I like the idea of being able to explore the map more freely, but that presents its own problems. Yeah, it's hard to use the large cards still, too. Upgrade my wyvern. There's the stronghold. Okay, we're almost there. I think the boss is going to upgrade, though, before I get to him. We'll see. I am maintaining my power, though. Goodbye. Ooh, I'm barely gonna make it. I'm barely gonna make it. Let's see. Increase health by 25. Might as well go for the 35 health increase. PoE2 had lots of problems with the endgame mapping system. Yeah. Alright, let's see what happens. Okay. It's a good thing I took that health upgrade because I don't think I would have survived. I redid this art, by the way, this boss soul of Mayor Albrecht. Do you like that art better? Minesweeper-like system for finding stronghold. Well, that's an interesting idea. Maybe a hot-cold system would work. Hot-cold. Is the map fully generated at runtime? You could do a dynamic bad luck protection system where the stronghold is forced spawn after a certain number of nodes revealed. Yeah, it's fully generated at runtime, and I want players to be able to share seeds with each other to play the same run, so... Doing test runs, yes we are. That looks great. I'm glad you like it. Looks pretty good. Why does it have so many abilities? Yeah, so there's a small, medium, and large soul. The large soul gets 3 abilities. The medium soul gets 2, and the small soul gets 1. So wait, this is innate, projects to adjacent allied items, apply to fire, adds the following abilities, a guaranteed alchemy output to allied items, apply 8 preserve, projects to adjacent allied items. Okay. Do I dare do it with the skeleton warrior? %15 chance to exhaust this item. Perfect. Well, let's see how that goes. All right, I need to go into... So the other problem is, like, I don't have a clear indication that I'm done with this region. Oh my goodness. Just need to get rid of the choose only one. Yeah, I mean, that's fixed. It's just didn't update in this version of the game. Oh, on the boss soul selection, right? Okay. All right. Well, I've got some issues to fix here. I didn't even get to the other regions. So I've got a lot to think about, but I mean, maybe we'll play test this version of the game and see what your thoughts are. But yeah, there's something here that's still not working quite right. I think it's a number of factors. So we've got the board cell unlock problem. Combat still feels too bursty. I've been trying to address that. It just feels, yeah. I guess what I want out of the combat is I want there to be more close calls. Like, I want it to be that it feels good to, like, barely win a combat because you put a lot of thought into the strategy of how you're doing things. So I don't know exactly how to address that. There's a bunch of problems with the map navigation and Inquisition strength. It's hard to find strongholds. I'm finding it a little bit difficult to create card synergies, but I think part of that is tied into the issue of, like, it's hard to add more cards to your board, and it's certainly hard to use large cards still. And there's no clear way to move on to other regions after defeating a boss. So yeah, I think I've got a number of things to figure out here. One thing you could do is track the amount of damage each card is doing, so at the end of combat you can see what your most effective cards are. I am doing that, it's just not displayed to the player. Does the Bazaar produce a lot of close calls? I don't know. I don't know. I haven't played a lot of auto battlers, but it kind of feels inevitable that things feel bursty with a lot of asynchronous attacks. Yeah. I guess what I mean by bursty is like, it's not necessarily that the combats are over quickly, it's that I routinely get into situations where I'm basically taking no damage and the enemy just gets melted, and it's like, there's not really any pressure for me to actually strategize and to figure out like how to min-max my board. Basically, if I'm just doing like the bare minimum, I can just get by. Except on the first run I did. On the first run I did, I lost, but Bazaar doesn't really have many close calls. Most of them are PvP fights when they do happen. Right, yeah. So anyway, there's a lot to think about for sure, but I need to fix these things. And yeah. Let's move that to the backlog. I haven't done that one in months. Okay, well, I'll think about all this stuff, but yeah, maybe like I said, maybe we'll play test this version of the game, and then we'll get all your feedback and ideas about it, and we'll see. We'll go from there. Yeah. So I definitely want to preserve that feeling. I don't know. There's a lot to think about for sure. But anyway, I'm gonna end the stream there. I'll spend this afternoon fixing these final things. But yeah, if you're interested, you can wishlist Alchemortis on Steam. We'll get these issues fixed for release. Like I'm like monomaniacally focused on making sure that this game loop feels extremely satisfying and fun. And I'm very set on resolving all of these persistent issues. How I'm going to resolve those, I don't know. We might need to think more outside the box for some of this stuff. Like, I'm not even opposed to redoing how the map works again to solve some of these problems, but these are things that I need to give a lot more thought to. This is the hardest part about game development for me, is like, I know the experience that I want to create, and the question is, how do I get there? How do I make the game systems so that when they all work together, it's creating that desired experience? It's a very, very difficult thing to do. But we'll get it. We'll get there. But anyway, don't get down about it. You'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. It's just, yeah, it's going to take some work. The tooltip when hovering over a card on board sometimes covers other cards and you're not able to see the highlighted synergy. I don't know if something changed there. Wasn't there a long time. I added a key. You can press Alt on the keyboard to hide tooltips while you're pressing the button. So that will allow you to see the synergies. That's not communicated anywhere currently, but that is a concern that I was aware of that I have addressed. So yeah, we will we'll see how it goes. But yeah, thank you, Johan. Thank you, Jack and Daytona. Secret sauce is out there, yes. All right, thanks everyone for watching. Thank you for your support. I may stream later this afternoon. We'll see, but keep an eye on the Discord for the next time I go live. And otherwise, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye-bye.